Okay. Let's get this over with quickly. This is attempt number 10? Sure. Okay. Metaphor ReFantazio. Honestly, I'm trying to find a nicer way to say this, but F be nice. Honestly and genuinely, this game is just Persona the Fantasy Edition, but with also none of the replay value of Persona. And honestly, not as fun. Wow, I can't believe that hurts to say. Mm. Genuinely, I don't think it's an awful or terrible game. It's just my experience already was off to not a great start when every single boss was an hour long attrition nightmare over and over and over again. It also didn't help that as I got later into the game, it never really got any better. It just kept getting far worse and taking more and more hours to beat bosses to the point of where even though I would have a huge level advantage and have some of the best gear I could possibly get at the time, it would still take multitudes of hours for singular bosses. And then it would all, by the end of it, it all kind of climax into the final boss fight, which, despite me having, I think I was behind like maybe like two, maybe 4 levels at most. I still had on some of the best gear I could get at the time, and the boss fight took 4 hours of getting nowhere, only for me to be basically forced to start the game over again on the lower difficulty. Yeah. So 80 hours. Sorry. Almost 80 hours. Ooh. Basically went down the drain, and I had to start it over again. I was so pissed off, I blitzed through the thing as fast as I could on the lowest difficulty, pissed off, and pretty much all of my fun being sapped. And honestly, I am pretty sure there's supposed to be multiple endings in this thing. I think. Honestly, I don't give a shit. I don't. And it doesn't help that honestly, I have zero reason to want to replay it. Zero. Like honestly, I find this part funny. There are moments where this game honestly takes too much inspiration from Persona, but then there are other moments where it's not taking enough inspiration from it, which is laughable. There's just no replay value here as opposed to that of, say, Persona, where you have all these different romances. I don't. There's none here. So, even though the gameplay is basically not replay valuable to me at all, there's also no replay value in that either. Mm. Look, there are times where I like the look of it, I like the concept, I like some of the ideas. My problem is, though, is that those ideas, in some ways, either aren't executed far enough or are hamstrung by this being an Atlas game. This being a Persona esque game. It listen, it's got neat ideas. It's just not taken in the right direction for the mass majority of it. I was kind of enjoying it before they added a twist as well. I don't want to go into spoilers, so I can't really go too far into saying what twist, but it's just a twist that I didn't enjoy nearing the end. I found that twist to be kind of eh. Especially since technically I kind of guessed that twist by accident. I cracked a joke, and it turns out that joke was dead on. So yeah, that's something. I don't feel like this is necessarily a bad game, but dear lord, can it get bad if you do not know about how attrition-y, god awful the boss fights are and how they can take hours. Even on easy, they take hours. So ultimately, I myself am going to give this game a 5 out of 10, an average game. Now, like I said, depending on if you are braced for the fact that on easy alone, these fights are going to take hours of your time. They do have plenty of spectacle, but again, they take hours. If you're not braced for that, bail out, I almost say. Because like I said, it gets bad nearing the end, especially at the end where it takes so many hours. Even as I dropped the game to the lowest difficulty, that final boss still took 4 hours to finish. Still. Yeah. Honestly, I can see someone giving this game a 7. I can see some people giving this game. I can see some people giving this game 4. And honestly, I can't really blame either side because honestly, if it wasn't for me losing all that progress and then having to restart it all, maybe it wouldn't have. Maybe the 4-hour boss fight part wouldn't have been as bad then if I didn't have to redo it all. But I'm not sure that's no, just no, no. Yeah, especially since by the end of it, the cutscene stuff that happened afterwards, I didn't really feel properly rewarded for busting my balls fighting this opponent for 4 hours. So yeah, I'm just left with 5 out of 10, and I don't really know if I want a sequel unless it actually, leaves Persona in the dirt and does its own thing. Or if it is going to take inspiration from the right things. But yeah, that's where I'm left by the end of this review. I hope you've laughed at me, laughed with me, maybe gotten some jokes, because I know pretty much my existence is a great way to start jokes. I will see you all very soon. See ya.